An instrument which enlarges the image of things 1,000 times is called dash. Solid response. Microscope is a valid choice.
The best way to fill your diet with iron is by eating.
Excellent choice. Leafy green vegetables is the right answer. The ability of the body to resist diseases is called. Well picked. Immunity is the correct answer.
Anopheles mosquitoes carry germs that cause.
You chose malaria, and it is correct. Where do mosquitoes lay their eggs in? Nice work. You chose stagnant water, and it is correct. What is the normal range of hemoglobin? You're right, 1216 GMMDL is the correct answer. A communicable disease is also known as. Well reasoned. Infectious disease is the correct choice. Which diseases are caused by mosquito? Excellent. All of them is a brilliant choice. In which state Secunderabad is situated? Great thinking. Telangana is the right choice. Identify the figure insect given here. Smart move. Dengue-causing mosquito is an accurate answer. Malaria is caused by the bite of. Strong choice. Female Anopheles mosquito is the right answer. Person having malaria feels extremely cold and dash violently. The fever that the person has subsides with profuse dash. You got it? Your choice, Shivers. Sweating is right. From ancient times, the dried and powdered bark of the ash tree was used to make a medicine for malaria. Or clear logic. Your choice cinchona tree is sound and 100% true. Say whether true or false the root of the cinchona tree was used to make the medicine for malaria. Well done. False is the right choice. Dash is the condition of having a lower than normal number of red blood cells in the blood. Correct response. Anemia is the most accurate answer. Ronald Ross caught some mosquitoes that looked different. They were dash with dash wings. Nice selection. Brownish spotted is the correct and valid answer. In olden days, people used the bark of the dash tree to make a medicine for malaria. Good thinking. Cinchona is the right answer. Spraying oil or kerosene on stagnant water helps the growth of mosquito larvae. Nicely done. False is a solid answer. The disease that do not spread from one person to another person is called dash. Right again. Non-communicable disease is a valid answer. In which year did Ronald Ross got Nobel Prize for his discovery about malaria? Great job. 1902 is the accurate answer. Which instrument is used by the doctor to test the malaria patient's blood? Sharp thinking. Microscope is the right choice. Dried and powdered bark of dash tree was used to make medicine for malaria. Exactly. Cinchona makes sense and it is right choice. From early times, which tree bark was used to prepare medicine for malaria? Perfect. Cinchona is the correct choice. A dash is a person who tests, checks, and reports about the blood sample. Valid point. Pathologist is true.
In the life cycle of mosquito, what are the next 2 stages after stage 2? Right choice. Pupa adult is the best answer. Some old houses have windows protruding out of the walls, called as dash. Bravo! Dab is the answer.
Communicable diseases are those that can spread from person to person. On track. True is the correct answer. At early times, a medicine of malaria was prepared by the use of dash.
Smart pick. Cinchona tree is the correct choice. Dr. Ronald Ross got the Nobel Prize for finding the medicine of dash. Good job. Your answer malaria works well here.
In which year Sir Ronald Ross received the prestigious Nobel Prize? Correct. 1902 is the right answer.
Sanjay's blood test report showed 8 g-mol of hemoglobin. It shows...
You're right. He has anemia is the correct answer. A component of blood, due to which the blood appears red, is called.
Solid response. Hemoglobin is a valid choice. Hemoglobin is responsible for transport of oxygen in the blood. Valid point. True is true. What is the minimum amount of hemoglobin required in our body? Great job. 12 mg is the accurate answer. The highest mortality rates from the spread of malaria are in... Great thinking. Africa is the right choice. The scientist who found that mosquitoes spread malaria is a dash. Right again. Ronald Ross is a valid answer. High fever, nausea and vomiting are the symptoms of anemia. Perfect. False is the correct choice. According to the Anna, the old currency, rupee equal to the dash pies. Correct response. 192 is the most accurate answer. What should we spray if water has collected at some places? You chose kerosene, and it is correct. Which one of the following disease is spread by a housefly? Good job. Your answer dysentery works well here. Which symptom is shown by a person suffering from malaria? Nicely done. Fever is a solid answer. The normal levels of hemoglobin for females is 10-12 dl. Excellent choice. False is the right answer. How many times the Chengpas taken in pack their everything? On track. 2.5 hours is the correct answer. Jaggery, amla and green leafy vegetables are rich in dash. Smart pick. Iron is the correct choice. Eggs of mosquitoes attach to form sheets called as dash. Nice selection. Rafts is the correct and valid answer. At high altitudes, level of dash in the air becomes less. Exactly. Oxygen makes sense and it is right choice. Typhoid and cholera are examples of airborne diseases. Sharp thinking. False is the right choice. The dash mosquito lives longer than the dash mosquito. Well reasoned. Female, male is the correct choice. Normal range of a healthy female's hemoglobin is dash. Well done. 12 to 16 jumdl is the right choice. What happens to the children who suffers from anemia? Strong choice. Do not grow well is the right answer. What is the first part of the life cycle of mosquitoes? Smart move. Egg is an accurate answer.
Which one of the following is a symptom of dysentery?
Correct. Loose motion is the right answer.
Which of the following is not a communicable disease?
Nice work. You chose goiter, and it is correct.
Diabetes is an example of a non-communicable disease.
Bravo. True is the answer.
The Chengpas are always on the move with their dash.
Well picked. Sheep is the correct answer.
Nowadays, people use dash made from cinchona tree.
Right choice. Tablets is the best answer.
Jashi and his family live dash during winter season. Clear logic. Your choice at ground floor is sound and 100% true. Who proved that malaria spread through mosquitoes? Good thinking. Ronald Ross is the right answer. Who found that malaria is caused by mosquito bite? You got it? Your choice, Ronald Ross, is right. How many eggs does a female mosquito lay at once? Excellent. 200 to 300 is a brilliant choice. The life cycle of a mosquito is about to dash weeks.
On track. 2 is the correct answer.
Dash increase our blood if we water-enrich food.
You chose RBC, and it is correct.
Malaria is spread by female mosquitoes known as... Right again? Anopheles is a valid answer. Flies spread diseases, especially dash problems. Well reasoned. Stomach is the correct choice. Which blood cells act like soldiers in the body? Valid point. White blood cells is true. Malaria cannot be spread from person to person. Sharp thinking. False is the right choice. Anemia is caused due to the deficiency of dash.
You got it. Your choice ion is right.
The tribal people of Jammu and Kashmir is dash. Correct response. Bakuals is the most accurate answer. How much blood is needed to test for anemia?
Nicely done. Half a syringe is a solid answer.
A pashmina shawls is as warm as dash sweaters.
Smart pick. 6 is the correct choice.
How can we protect ourselves from mosquitoes? Good thinking. All of the above is the right answer. Malaria spreads only by the dash mosquitoes?
Great thinking. Female Anopheles is the right choice.
Bark of which tree is used to cure malaria? Smart move. Cinchona is an accurate answer. The world-famous pashmina shawl is woven in?
Correct. Kashmir is the right answer.
Ronald Ross got the Nobel Prize in the year. Well done. 1905 is the right choice. Mosquitoes breed commonly in which season? Exactly. Rainy makes sense and it is right choice. For taking blood sample, a doctor use dash. Great job. Syringe is the accurate answer. The young one of mosquito is known as dash. You're right. Larvae is the correct answer. Gauravjani started his journey from dash. Excellent. Mumbai is a brilliant choice. A doctor keeps blood slide under the dash.
Perfect. Microscope is the correct choice.
Malaria is a small parasite known as dash.
Solid response. Protozoa is a valid choice.
Eating food exposed to flies spreads dash.
Well picked. Cholera is the correct answer. Dates and amla are good sources of iron. Right choice. True is the best answer. Flies causes the following diseases dash. Bravo. Both of above is the answer.
Name of medicine used to cure malaria is.
Nice work. You chose quinine and it is correct.
Which type of mosquitoes causes malaria?
Strong choice. Female Anopheles is the right answer.
During summer season, Tashi's family dry.
Excellent choice. Fruits and vegetables is the right answer.
The big cone-shaped tent is called dash.
Clear logic. Your choice Rebo is sound and 100% true. Who discovered the parasite of malaria? Nice selection. Dr. Ronald Ross is the correct and valid answer.
In which season is malaria more common?
Good job. Your answer monsoon works well here. Does the male mosquito also take blood? Well picked. No is the correct answer.
Does female mosquito also take nectar?
Valid point. Yes is true. Where do the mosquitoes lay their eggs? Nice work. You chose distant water, and it is correct.
Anemia is caused by the deficiency of.
Smart pick. Iron is the correct choice.
What is the normal range for anemia?
Sharp thinking. 12 to 16 GMDL is the right choice.
Malaria is caused by the bite of dash.
Excellent choice. Mosquito is the right answer.
Name the test used to find out anemia.
Excellent. Blood test is a brilliant choice.
Lifespan of a male mosquito is dash.
Good thinking. 1 week is the right answer.
Malarial mosquitoes have dash wings.
Well reasoned. Spotted is the correct choice. The walls of a leca are made with. Bravo. Stones is the answer.
Ronald Ross got the Nobel Prize for.
Nicely done. Medicine is a solid answer.
Cinchona bark is used to treat dash.
Exactly. Malaria makes sense, and it is right choice. Which of these is an iron-rich food? Smart move. Fenugreek leaves is an accurate answer.
The treasure for Chengpas are dash.
Right choice. Goats is the best answer. The capital of Maharashtra is dash.
Clear logic. Your choice Mumbai is sound and 100% true.
Dash is done to diagnose malaria. On track. Blood test is the correct answer. What are the symptoms of malaria? Correct response. Shivering and high fever is the most accurate answer. The capital of Rajasthan is dash. Nice selection. Jaipur is the correct and valid answer. Female mosquitoes breed on dash. Great thinking. Humans is the right choice. Mosquitoes breed on dash water. Correct. Stagnant is the right answer. Lack of hemoglobin causes dash. You chose anemia, and it is correct. What is the meaning of malaria? Perfect. Bad air is the correct choice. The algae spreads a lot during.
Right again? Rainy season is a valid answer.
Where is cold desert in India?
Great job. Ladakh is the accurate answer. What grows in the pond water? Well done. Algae is the right choice.
Who eats mosquitoes' larvae?
You got it. Your choice fish is right.
Which test confirms malaria?
Solid response. Blood test is a valid choice.
Mosquitoes lay eggs in dash.
Strong choice. Stagnant water is the right answer. Which insect spread dengue?
Good job. Your answer mosquitoes works well here.
Mosquitoes have blue blood.
You're right. False is the correct answer.
Malaria is spread by dash.
Well reasoned. Mosquitoes is the correct choice.
Malaria is spread only by.
Good thinking. Anopheles female is the right answer. Where do mosquitoes born? Bravo. In dirty water is the answer. Mosquitoes breed in the.
Strong choice. Stagnant water is the right answer.
Blood is observed under. Great job. Microscope is the accurate answer. Malaria spreads through.
Right choice. Anopheles is the best answer.
Iron is present in dash.
Correct.
Green leafy vegetables is the right answer. The word malaria means. Exactly. Bad air makes sense and it is right choice. Tick the correct pair. Well picked. Lack of iron anemia is the correct answer. Mosquito bite cause? You're right. Malaria is the correct answer. Food rich in iron. Nice work. You chose jaggery, banana, spinach, and it is correct. What is a rebo? Correct response. Tent house is the most accurate answer. Rebo is used in. Smart move. Chengthang is an accurate answer. Rebo is made of. Excellent choice. Yak hair is the right answer. Chengpa is a. Solid response. Tribe is a valid choice.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Valid point. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is true.